Good morning, students. So, in this lecture we are going to discuss about the immunity and human immune system. So, first of all, what is this immunity means? This immunity, it is simply defining, this immunity is the immune response of our immune system. So, immunity is the immune response of our immune system, or even we can say it is power of immune system to fight against pathogenic organism which are responsible for causing the different types of disease in our body. So, this immunity, it is the immune response of our immune system, and our immune system carries out this immune response by generation of or by production of a large amount of cells and molecules. These cells and molecules then specifically recognizes and eliminates the different types of pathogens from our body. So we can say this immunity is the power of our immune system to fight against some pathogen. Now basically we have two different types of immunities. The one is known as the innate immunity. This innate immunity is also known as natural immunity. And the second type of immunity is known as acquired immunity, and this acquired immunity, it is also known as adaptive immunity. So we have two different types of immunities, that is the innate immunity, also known as natural immunity, and the acquired immunity, which is also known as the adaptive immunity. Now we will discuss each of these immunities in details. So first we will discuss the innate immunity, and then we will discuss the acquired or adaptive immunity. So our next topic is natural or innate immunity. Now, what is this natural or innate immunity? So, it is a type of immunity that is present in our body from the time of birth. So, it is present in our body from the time of birth. Secondly, this innate immunity or natural immunity, it is non-specific type of immunity. Now, why we are saying it as non-specific type of immunity? That means such type of immunity, it is not specific for a particular disease, but it is for all different types of diseases. That means this immunity prevents our body from the different types of diseases. So it is not for a particular disease, but it is preventing our body from the all different types of diseases. That's why it is non-specific type of immunity that is present in our body from the time of our birth. Now third, this immunity, it provides us the first line of defense against any pathogen. So it provides first line of defense against any pathogenic organism which enters in our body. Against any pathogenic organism. So the 3 points: which are main about this type of immunity is that it is present in our body from the time of birth. It is non-specific type of immunity and it provides first line of defense to our body. Now, this type of immunity, it basically involves the cellular and mechanical mechanism, cellular and mechanical mechanism which prevents or which provides barriers to entry of pathogens, in our body. So such type of defense mechanism, such type of immunity, it works by providing the different type of barriers to the entry of pathogens in our body. So this type of immunity, it provides several barriers, and now we are going to discuss these barriers which are provided by the innate immunity to the entry of pathogens in our body. So usually we have 4 different types of barriers which are provided by innate immunity for the entry of pathogens in our body, and the first barrier is known as physical barriers. So the first type of barriers which are provided by this natural immunity or innate immunity to entry of pathogens is known as physical barriers. These physical barriers includes, that is, the first one is our skin along with hairs. The second is mucous membranes, and the third is epidermis and dermis. Now see, the skin which is present on our body along with hairs, it prevents the entry of pathogens in our body. So the first physical barrier is skin and hairs. So this skin present on our body, it contains hairs on it, and skin along with hairs prevents the entry of pathogens in our body. Secondly, the mucous membranes. These mucous membranes which are present inside the respiratory tract, the urogenital tract and gastrointestinal tract, they are responsible for the entrapping of pathogens which enters in our body. Secondly, these mucous membranes, they are continuously renewed. So they are continuously formed, and when they get renewed at that time, they are also responsible for the removing of pathogens which are entrapped on the surface of these mucosa membranes. Third, that is epidermis and dermis. This epidermis, which is outermost layer, it is responsible for containing some hydrolytic proteins such as creatine. So this epidermis, it contains some hydrolytic proteins such as creatine, and this creatine protein, it cannot be penetrated by the pathogens. So it also prevents the entry of pathogens in our body. Secondly, the inner layer, that is dermis. This dermis contains the sweat glands and the fat glands. These sweat glands and fat glands, they release some oily substance, and that oily substance is known as sebum. This sebum contains the fatty acid. It contains the fatty acid and lactic acid. It contains fatty acid and lactic acid. And this fatty acid and lactic acid, they are responsible for maintaining pH of between 3 to 5. They maintain the pH of 3 to 5. And this pH, it is acidic pH. It is acidic pH. So in acidic pH, most of the bacterial pathogens, they cannot survive. So these are the 3 different types of physical barriers. कौन-कौन से? एक स्किन हो गया along with hairs. तो स्किन हेयर्स के साथ मिलकर हमारी बॉडी के अंदर पैथोजेंस की एंट्री को रोकता है बेटा. सेकंड म्यूकोसा मेम्ब्रेन्स है जो हमारे यूरोजेनाइटल ट्रैक्ट्स के अंदर प्रेजेंट है यानी कि रिप्रोडक्टिव ट्रैक्ट्स में, जो हमारे गैस्ट्रोइंटेस्टाइनल ट्रैक्ट में प्रेजेंट है यानी कि एलिमेंट्री कैनाल और डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम के अंदर, जो हमारे रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम के अंदर प्रेजेंट है। तो ये जो म्यूकस मेम्ब्रेन है ये एंट्रैप करती है पैथोजेंस को जो हमारी बॉडी के अंदर एंटर करते हैं, और ये म्यूकस मेम्ब्रेन कंटिन्यूअसली रिन्यूड होती है। तो जब ये रिन्यूड होंगी उस समय ये पैथोजेंस को रिमूव करती है हमारी बॉडी से कंटिन्यूअसली। थर्ड जो वो एपिडर्मिस और डर्मिस है। एपिडर्मिस हमारी आउटर मोस्ट लेयर है सेल्स की, इसके पास कुछ प्रोटीन रिलीजिंग सेल्स प्रेजेंट है, वो हाइड्रोफोबिक प्रोटीन्स रिलीज करते हैं, उनके पास क्रेटिन प्रेजेंट है, और क्रेटिन एक ऐसा सब्सटेंस है, हार्ड सब्सटेंस है जो पैथोजेंस के द्वारा पेनिट्रेट नहीं किया जा सकता है। नेक्स्ट डर्मिस। डर्मिस के पास जो इनर लेयर है उसके पास क्या प्रेजेंट है, कुछ फैट ग्लैंड्स और स्वेट ग्लैंड्स प्रेजेंट है, वो कुछ ऑयली सब्सटेंस रिलीज करते हैं जिसको हम सीबम नाम देते हैं। सीबम के पास कुछ एसिड्स प्रेजेंट है, ये एसिड्स वहां एक एसिडिक पीएच मेंटेन करते हैं बिटवीन 3 to 5, और एसिडिक पीएच में मोस्ट ऑफ द पैथोजेंस सर्वाइव नहीं कर पाते हैं। सो these are the physical barriers which are preventing the entry of pathogens in our body. Now we will discuss the second type of barriers which prevents the entry of pathogens in our body and which are provided by the innate immunity. So the second type of barriers includes, that is the physiological barriers. So the second type of barriers are physiological barriers. First we have discussed the physical barriers and now the physiological barriers. These physiological barriers includes, इसमें क्या क्या included है बेटा, देखो, the first is HCl, that is hydrochloric acid present in gastric juice in stomach। जो गैस्ट्रिक जूस रिलीज होता है हमारे स्टोमक के अंदर, हमारे स्टोमक की वॉल्स के अंदर जो ग्लैंड्स प्रेजेंट है, गैस्ट्रिक ग्लैंड्स, वो गैस्ट्रिक जूस रिलीज करते हैं, उसमें HCl प्रेजेंट है, हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड। सेकंड जो है बेटा दैट इज लाइसोजाइम्स। These lysozymes are hydrolytic enzymes which are present in tears, जो प्रेजेंट होते हैं हमारे टीयर्स के अंदर, ठीक है। तो ये कुछ क्या है, उसके अलावा हमारा सलाइवा आ जाता है, सलाइवा दैट इज प्रेजेंट इन माउथ, जो माउथ में प्रेजेंट है सलाइवा, सलाइवरी ग्लैंड के द्वारा रिलीज किया जाता है, ठीक है। सो दीज आर सर्टेन फिजियोलॉजिकल बैरियर्स व्हिच प्रिवेंट्स द एंट्री ऑफ पैथोजेंस इन आवर बॉडी। दिस HCl, it is a hydrochloric acid and it is present in gastric juice where it is responsible for creating an acidic environment in our stomach. So HCl, it is a hydrochloric acid, that's why it creates a acidic environment in our stomach, and in this acidic environment most of the pathogenic bacteria they get killed. Second, that is lysozymes present in tears. These lysozymes are hydrolytic enzymes which breaks the bacterial cell wall. So they are responsible for killing of the bacteria by the lysis of their cell wall. Third, that is saliva present in mouth. This saliva is also acidic in nature, so it also kills the pathogenic bacteria by creating the acidic pH in our mouth. So all these are physiological barriers which are present either in gastric juice, that is HCl, lysozymes are the enzymes present in tears, and saliva present in mouth. So they are responsible for killing of pathogens, or they provides a barrier to the entry of pathogens in our body. Now the third type of barriers which are provided by our body or by our immune system, that is by innate immunity, which prevents the entry of pathogens in our body. It includes the cellular barriers. The third type of barriers are cellular barriers. Now, these cellular barriers includes all the cells which carry out the process of phagocytosis. All the cells which carry out the process of phagocytosis. So this includes the cells carrying out the phagocytosis process, that is the macrophages, the monocytes, leukocytes, that is our WBC cells, pleuro pneumonia like organism, it is polymorphonuclear leukocytes, polymorphonuclear leukocytes, that is PMNL, polymorphonuclear leukocytes. They also carry out the process of phagocytosis. Other than this, the natural killer cells, that is also known as NK cells, then the cytotoxic T cells, which are also known as TC cells, that is cytotoxic T cells, and the helper T cells, which are also known as the TH cells. So all these cells, they are responsible for carrying out the process of phagocytosis, and during phagocytosis, the membrane of these cells, it expands around a pathogen. Suppose this is the pathogen, then the membrane of these cells, it expands around this pathogen, it is expanding around this pathogen, and then it finally intakes this pathogen inside its body. The digestive enzymes present in cells, they attacks on this pathogen, and then they kills or digest this pathogen. So in this way, the cellular barriers, they expand their cell membrane around some pathogenic organism, and they carry out the phagocytosis of that organism, and they are responsible for killing of that pathogenic organism. These cellular barriers includes the cells like macrophages, monocytes, leukocytes, that is WBC white blood cells, pleuromorphonuclear leukocytes, helper T cells, cytotoxic T cells, and natural killer cells. Now we will discuss the fourth type of barriers which are provided by the innate immunity for the to act as a barrier for the entry of pathogens in our body. So the fourth type is cytokine barriers, and these cytokine barriers includes the first, that is it includes the lysozymes, the second, that is the interferons, and third, that is components of complement system. So the cytokine barriers includes the lysozymes. These lysozymes are hydrolytic enzymes, which are present in mucus secretions, and they are also present in tears. So they are present in mucus secretions and tears, and these lysozymes, they breaks peptidoglycal layer of bacterial cell wall. So they are responsible for the breakdown of peptidoglycal layer of bacterial cell wall. So what they do? They breaks the peptidoglycan layer of bacterial cell wall, and they are responsible for the lysis or killing of bacterial cell wall. Secondly, the interferons. These interferons are the group of proteins. These are the group of proteins which are released by virus infected cells. So interferons, it is very important, asked in your exam also. So interferons are the group of proteins which are released by a virus infected cell, and their main function is to prevent the nearby non-infected cell from the viral infection. For example, suppose this is the cell and it is infected by some virus. So it releases some proteins. This cell is releasing certain proteins, and these proteins are known as the interferons. These interferons then prevents the nearby cells from the infection of this virus. So these interferons are the group of proteins which are released by virus infected cells, and then they prevents the nearby cells from the viral infection. Now the third is components of complement system. This components of complement system, it consists of a group of 30 serum proteins. It consists of a group of 30 serum proteins, and these serum proteins are present in inactive form in our blood. Inactive form in our blood. But when these serum proteins they encounters some pathogen, when they encounter some pathogen, at that time they gets activated. At that time these serum proteins or these components of complement system, they gets activated, and in their active form they are responsible for damaging or for breakdown of membrane or cell membrane of the pathogenic organism. That means they are killing the pathogenic organism by damaging to the pathogenic organism. So these are the three cytokine barriers which provides the problems or barriers to the entry of pathogens in our body. That is lysozymes present in mucus secretion and tears. These are hydrolytic enzymes and breaks peptidoglycan layer of bacterial cell wall and kills the pathogenic bacteria. Second, the interferons released, these are group of proteins released by virus infected cells, and they prevents the nearby non-infected cell from this viral infection. The third is components of complement system, which is a group of 30 serum proteins nearly. They are present in our blood in inactive form, but when they encounter some pathogenic organism, they get activated, and in their activated form they destroys the cell membrane of pathogenic organism and kills it. So these are the three barriers provided by the cytokine for the entry of pathogens in our body. Thank you, students.